Welcome. Mortal Kombat was released in 2021 and was directed by Simon McQuoid. It stars Louis Tan and is about Cole Young, an MMA fighter who gets invited to the Mortal Kombat tournament. So I love Mortal Kombat. I used to have the games. I just remember how great the storyline was between Mortal Kombat 9, Mortal Kombat 10, and even Mortal Kombat 11 was alright, but I was so excited for this movie because all we had was the really, really bad version of Mortal Kombat, which I don't even remember which year it came out. It was either 92 or 95 or something like that. And then we had Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Don't even get me started on how bad that movie is. But I was really, really excited for this movie for so many different reasons. I mean, there's never really been a great video game movie adaptation. I think one of the better ones, you could say, is probably the Sonic the Hedgehog movie that just came out. But I was so excited for this movie. And honestly, it was pretty good. I thought it was going to be a lot worse than what we actually got. And that's because a few characters carried for quite a bit. And there was some blood and gore. And that's all I wanted with this movie. And I got it mostly. So in terms of pros, the absolute best part about this movie is Kano. He is the funniest character. He had me laughing so much. His accent was fantastic. There was so much to love about him. He was so freaking funny. I mean, my face hurt from laughing with lines that he was saying. And I know that my friend Angie and her boyfriend Elliot would agree with me. It was so funny. His character, great. In terms of other pros, the blood and gore, they're actually pretty good. There were some times where I was like, oh, that wasn't done as well as a different part, but really, I have nothing to complain about with it. I got a lot of blood and gore, which is what I wanted. And of course, Cole Young, he was alright. He just wasn't as compelling of a character that he could have been. And it's because his storyline we've seen in like 20 or 30 to 2,000 different movies. You know, just a fighter who's starting to get old. He's not, as fast as he used to. He's not as good as he used to. The normal plot stuff that we always get over and over and over again. But I didn't mind him. There was never a point where I was like, oh, Cole Young, his story isn't good. He was alright. In terms of cons that I have with this movie, I mean, the biggest con, and I guess this is a little bit of a spoiler, but not really. I get the biggest spoiler with this movie is there's no Mortal Kombat tournament. There's nothing, like, they refer to it. It's kind of like this event that they talk about, but it never happens. It's all stuff leading up to the tournament, which kind of is like a four stick kind of deal where the whole movie is built up to the final 5-minute fight scene. This movie, although there's a lot of fight scenes in between and, learning your powers, stuff like that, we never get the tournament. I know this is probably setting up for a sequel where we might have the tournament, or they're just going to do stuff just murking each other before a tournament. I just kind of wanted there to be a tournament. I really, really wanted to see it because there's no tournament, the stakes never felt as high as they could have been. And the fight scenes never felt as gripping as they could have been. It felt like it was a, like nice kind of, ooh, we're kind of play fighting, although, I'm trying to kill you. And then it's like, okay, now we're just going to absolutely murder them and get that rated R rating. There needed to be a little bit more. There needed to be something more with the fight scenes. I needed to feel like a character could actually die instead of it kind of being a little bit more jokey at some points. I wanted to see someone die, feel those stakes. We never really got them. And in terms of other cons, I mean, Raiden is kind of a douche in this movie. I feel like in the games he's a lot more helpful, he's a lot more understanding. In this, he was just kind of annoyed and was like, yeah, you're never gonna learn your power. You should go back home to your family. Like, damn, Raiden, calm down. I wanted that wise kind of cool Raiden that we see in the video games, and not like the Raiden we saw in the original movie, because there's no explaining that choice that actor or director or screenwriter made. So overall, I'd give this movie a 6 out of 10. And if you're a fan of the Mortal Kombat series, you're absolutely going to have a fun time with it. So I do recommend it. There's probably going to be a sequel, so be on the lookout for that, I guess. I'll review it once it comes out, but it's definitely going to come out in like a year, 2 years, maybe 3. Maybe if the success of this is successful enough, we'll get it sooner. Kind of like what they were doing with the Saw movies. Once they saw that they were good, they tried to release them every year. We might get that. So thank you everyone for watching this review, and be on the lookout for Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That is going to be the next review on the channel. I'm so excited. I have so many thoughts about it. I'm having a blast with it, so be on the lookout for that. But let's flash forward to the next review.